All right, welcome everybody. Um, as you can see, this is not my standard profile that I normally use. I actually have two profiles that I use. This one I haven't used very much at all. So I have 9 cars and I'm level 24. But what I wanted to do with this one was go through the event for the GT4 and the Renault, basically trying to see if I can do them with 0 upgrades. That's not something I can do in my primary account because I have them both upgraded enough to finish the career series that they're in. So I'm going to do them here, and let's see what we can do. So I think I'm going to start first with the Renault. So I'll go ahead and start, and let's continue. All right. Finish in under 5 minutes and 10 seconds. I don't think you can do. Yep. So that's one thing that it does. This is very similar to Road to Le Mans, where you have to like do research and stuff like that to be eligible to get upgrades for the car. And I feel like I'm going in slow motion. I am going in slow motion. Turn this thing on, get it back to miles per hour so I can actually see just how slow I'm going. Oh man, we got to 100 miles an hour. Things about to run the wheels off. So I did this one last night in my regular game, and it was significantly easier there than this one's going to be. I mean, I guess this should be fine, but it, um, I have it almost fully upgraded. I think I'm only 3 upgrades away from being fully upgraded on the regular one, so it's a huge difference in how that car handles and how this car handles. Um, I want to see if I can actually do this with 0 upgrades. So obviously if that's what I'm going to do, then I will need to do some slowing down on the robot cars and stuff like that, which, I'll get to that shortly. I may actually start doing a few other things with this profile to sort of give like a roadmap or something like that for entry-level players that they can do. What is it, 5 minutes and 10 seconds? Because obviously this one is, I mean, it's level 24, so I've done very little on this one. At an early stage like this, you can actually accumulate a lot and get to a point where you can do a lot of things if you have something of a map to do it with. So I think I may try to do something like that. And this car is just incredibly slow. I think this is actually slower than the old Mazda that we ran. I can't be sure about that, but I certainly think it is. I wish they would do more special events. They've gotten to the point now that most of their events are done with the limited time series, and I don't know if that's how they want it to be. Well, I'm sure it's how they want it to be. I'm not sure if it's how some players want it to be or what. Although it is good that they have these for the older cars. So I beat it by 40 seconds or something like that. Um, I actually wish I would have waited a little bit, but I didn't know how much I was ahead. Two minutes and 35 seconds. Time trial. Okay. And I mean, obviously, the only difficulty here is going to be just staying on the track because now that's strange. I'd really like to know why it's doing that. Um, I mean, wow. Okay. I mean, so I'm using the same device, obviously, but I go an extra step because I want to make sure I don't do anything that would be, thought of as illegal. I don't think it's wrong to run two completely separate um, game accounts off the same device. Hopefully, I don't have a ban tomorrow. That would be pretty bad. And I'm just trying to do, something kind of cool for people. But anyway, uh, I actually go through the effort to completely delete out the old game save. I completely log out of everything, and then I delete the old game. I don't just, bring up the new or the different cloud profile. I actually delete the old game, start from scratch. So I mean, I see the GT3 Porsche at Laguna Seca and stuff like that. So that's really weird. It's actually kind of strange trying to chase myself. And obviously, I'm not. I have no chance of catching myself because I think the time that I set was a fully serviced. What do I have to do? 2:35. It was a fully serviced time. And with all the upgrades. So yeah, that was really weird. Hopefully I can do 97 miles an hour in this car. I mean, it'll obviously do it, but I may not be able to do it in this race. breakneck speed. Yeah, autocross on the sprint circuit. This is actually a kind of a fun car. There's a lot of fun cars on the game, you know, that we sort of just, you really forget about them until you have a chance to drive them again. I actually you know what, I bought this car on sale. They ran a sale on it, I think. I may have actually paid full price for it. But I think they did it on sale, and I was able to get it, and then I upgraded the car for the career series, that being in, you know, my primary game. I keep running like this, I might get a level up just doing the special event. Hyundai Veloster. All right, there we go. That's the research and development stuff for the whatever upgrades come next. These cars are just terrible. I think this is a Grand Prix circuit. I don't remember. This bunch of cars here, man. You don't need a speedometer to measure acceleration on these things. You need a sundial. It's like slow motion. It's like trying to put a bottle of syrup in the freezer and then pour it out onto your pancakes. Well, what's that one experiment where the scientists have that really, really thick liquid in some jar, and they've got cameras sitting there watching drops of it form? It forms a drop like one time every 10 years or something like that. Something crazy. You can look it up. That's what this group of cars here feels like. Oh my gosh, that speaks to just how sad the speed of this car is, that one of those Velosters was actually catching up with it down that straightaway. Better not get in the way of this thing. It'll run you right over. Alright. Oh man, look at those brakes. Alright. Oh wow, that's for all of them. Yeah, notice that the one thing that's missing, it's missing exhaust, because it's an electric car. You don't have exhaust on an electric car. Oh my gosh. This is actually really long. One thing that's different, I'm actually glad they have shortened these events from what this one was. I mean, I guess you can't have it every way. These events were longer, but you could win them for nothing. So now our events are shorter, but you have to pay 700 gold to win a car. So I guess you can get what you get. And obviously I'm running with service in the red now. Hopefully hopefully I can get it. I don't want to have to run these races multiple times. This is only 3 laps. The car's so slow you can't really be aggressive in it. You can't run in the back of somebody. Even if you ran in the back of them, it wouldn't make a difference. Oh man, I busted out a headlight. That's terrible. Sorry if I sound negative. I'm not really trying to be negative. The car is just so hilariously slow that I'm trying to add a little humor into this, because this is like, well, there was some animated movie that came out. Let's see if I can actually do this, if the car's actually fast enough. There was some animated movie that came out, and nope, that's not going to work. I'm not going to win this one. And they were like racing snails. Which I thought was just hilarious. All right. So that goal is a fail. Well, there's no need to do it again with the same car. So let's go ahead and continue there. So you have to win all of them. What's this one? 2 laps and 1 lap. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to service the car. I'm going to run these races, and then the next time I get a speed snap, I'll try to cut it down. So I'm going to watch some ads. It'll be a little cut in the video, and I'll be right back. All right, here we are, back again. Fully serviced car. Hopefully, fully serviced will be enough to get through these 3 races. 3 laps here, and then 2 laps on the sprint and 1 lap on the Grand Prix. So hopefully that'll be enough. I'm not doing myself any favors by going down on the grass there, but all right, to the lead here. That's good. I want to try to win this one by as small a margin as possible. I think if I would have thought about this beforehand, I could have gone in and just slowed the cars down with the speed snap or the autocross that I had just a moment ago, and just cut that out. This video is obviously getting to be kind of long. It's 25, 26 minutes now. Or at least that's what I'm seeing. I guess some of that will be cut out when I cut the ads out. Because obviously I watched ads, and it's so far a single video. So anyway, just kind of babbling here. Yeah, I should be able to get a level up here. I don't even remember how many gold it pays down at a low level like that. Let's go to the sprint circuit. I wonder why they chose to have this start at Nürburgring. I wonder if you could go back. I wonder if this was a new track, this update, and they wanted to just run it as much as they could. That's always possible. I know Nürburgring is not one of the original tracks on the game. You know, the truth is, as far as these new tracks go, I don't think anybody would complain if they were to give us 3 or 4 more tracks like Melbourne. You know, just tracks that don't actually exist anywhere. So they're not having to pay licensing fees and stuff like that, because, I mean, you could do a street circuit in London or Paris or Berlin or wherever you wanted to do. Obviously, you couldn't do a street circuit in Monaco because there's already one there, and I'm sure whoever holds the licensing to that track probably wouldn't care for it if you were to do it there. But you could easily do, you know, you could do Rio de Janeiro and, let's say, Warsaw in Poland or something like that, which would be pretty cool. And I mean, again, you know, I don't think anybody would complain about that. You know, you don't have to pay the money to have I don't know, Circuit of the Americas or Watkins Glen or something, where you're having to pay the money out to the race organizer, the speedway owners and stuff like that to run the certain courses. I mean, there's just so much content in the game that once you get to a certain point, it ends up just being all the same. It's just a new car on the same track. And I mean, to be honest, you know, there's not a lot of difference in the Koenigsegg 1-1 or 1-1 or however you're supposed to say the name of that car compared to the Regera. I mean, oh, that'll get me a level up. Oh boy, level 25. Oh man, 12 gold. Don't know what to do with myself. And obviously these new upgrades will be good by the time I start tomorrow. Because I'm not going to start this tonight. I mean, I guess the next stage will open in whatever 2 or 3 hours for me. It's like the car's got better acceleration off the line than these miserable Hyundais. But then once you get up above about 60 or 70 miles per hour, it just loses all steam. Thankfully, this is only 1 lap. Is this the last goal? I can't remember. Maybe it is. I'd forgotten how long this was. I guess it didn't seem as long last night because the car was driving a little faster. $700. That's pretty lousy. All right, one more, finally. Oh, the Clio Cup. Oh my gosh. 2 laps head-to-head on the Grand Prix circuit. Let's see how this goes. I wonder if you're supposed to be able to do this. I bet this car is so slow you can't even spin another car out. Let's try it. Oh my, the thing's so slow I can't even get close enough. This little Clio thing, it's not a bad car, but this is pretty terrible. Having to drive 2 more full laps on the Grand Prix circuit. This will be like a 40-minute video. But hey, if you're still here, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. You do have to consider that some of my comments are live and in living color, so I'm having to get used to this idea that I'm basically sitting here talking to myself. So sometimes what I think of just comes out. wonder if I'm going so slow that he's actually going to be able to pass me coming down here. Sure looks like it. Holy smokes. The car looks like a rocket ship. Which is pretty sad because it's not that fast of a car. It's a fun car to drive for what it is. But it's not fast. Well, I guess by any objective measure, that car is not a fast car. Compared to something like, you know, a Veloster, it's pretty fast. That Veloster Turbo is probably one of the few cars on this game that I could actually buy and drive in real life. Well, I guess that old Stingray, I could probably find one of those somewhere for inexpensive enough that I could get it. You know, surely I wouldn't be able to drive some of those expensive Jaguars, and you know, definitely not that McLaren that we're running for now, the 720 or whatever it is. I'm sure that's a multi-$100,000 car, if not somewhere into the millions. Guess I could look it up. Maybe I'll do that. Oh man, he's catching up with me at a high rate of speed. Have to make a good run around this corner here. So he's almost certainly going to catch up. Maybe not. Do I throw a block? Yeah, I think I'll put a block on him. Oh boy. My car was barely fast enough to make that move across the track to get in front of him to throw a block. And there we go. That is all for day 1 here. My my old account, or new account I guess it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and service for tomorrow, and then I don't remember, hopefully there's a speed snap or something like that in there that I can go ahead and get through it. So you can't upgrade the car for another 6 hours, which basically means for me I can't do it for another 24. 5 gold. That's actually, you know, far more significant at this level than it is at another level. So hey, I hope that was fun. It was a little different. Hopefully I will be able to continue this, doing them with the 2 accounts here. And so, hey, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I know this is a long video. Glad you hung around this long. Have a good one.